Good morning all. Today we are going to see the unit number 3, that is operator overloading in object-oriented programming language. Now, the objective of this session is to identify the need of operating overloading. Now, what are the different rules or restrictions on the operator overloading that we are going to see? Third thing, overload an arithmetic operator for the class complex. Then overload pre and post increment or decrement operators. Also, how one can distinguish the overloaded assignment operator and the copy constructor. Need of operator overloading. Now, why there is a need of operator overloading? In the case of operator overloading in C++, because of which additional meaning is given to the existing operators. Operator overloading is an important technique that enhances the power of extensibility. Operators in keyword in C++, which is used to implement the operator overloading. Operator overloading feature makes ADTs more natural and closer to built-in data types. There are certain restrictions on the operator overloading. One cannot define new operators such as star star, change the precedence or associativity, change the additive of operations, meaning of an operator when applied to built-in data functions, as well as overload of following operators, that is dot scope resolution operator is not done in the case of operator overloading. Now, format of operator functions, return type, class name, double colon operator, that is scope resolution operator, and then we have to write the argument list. Where hash is the placeholder or subtitle operator for the hash. Example is complex double column operator plus. So here the plus is the operator overloaded. Operator functions are non-static member functions of the class. Overload plus operator for the class complex. This is the part of main program, complex C1, 1, 2. These are the data types that is the from input we are going to give to the complex class, and the object is C1. 3 and 5 are the data we are going to give in C2, and the addition of C1 and C2 is done and stored in class C3. So we can write the statement 3, it can be resolved as C3 is equals to C1 dot operator plus C2. Or we can write C3 is equals to operator plus C1 comma C2 as a friend function. Operator plus for class complex. Now complex scope resolution operator plus. We can define the double quotes that complex temp dot mreal is equals to this pointed to m underscore real plus c dot real, as well as for the imaginary part also we can write that, and then we can return the temporary. Overload minus operator, here we can use the minus operator for the complex class. So complex temp dot mreal is equals to minus mreal, as well as temp dot imaginary is equals to minus imaginary. And in the main function, you are going to write complex C1, 1, 2 is given, comma, in the case of C2 is equals to minus C1. Means the negative operator is overloaded in this case. Third example is overload plus plus operator for the class complex. So here C2 is equals to C1 plus plus, as well as we can write plus plus C1. So plus plus operator will work for the complex objects if operator plus plus is overloaded for the class complex. We can also write the operator as a pre-incremented or as the post-incremented. So plus plus m can be written, or m plus plus can be written. Also plus plus m or m imaginary plus plus can also be written. Return star, this means this will be used. This operator can be used. So operator plus plus operator for the class complex is written over here. So for defining it, unary operator, complex and complex scope resolution operator plus plus is written. Equal operator can also be written in this case. So void main void string S1 SPPU strings another string S2 Pune. So we can write overload with it string S3. If I write S1 is equals to S3, does not member wise copy that leads to dangling pointer and memory leakage problem will be there. So if I write S1 dot operator is equals to S2, the problem will be resolved. To avoid the dangling pointers and memory leakage, program has to overload with the assignment operator for the class, which can pointer as a data member. Step involves delete the old buffer, allocate the enough new memory, copy the string, and modify the code to return to the object for cascading. So here, string and string, the scope resolution operator is equals to, here it is written, if this is equals to ampersand s, return this operator, else we are writing the steps for deleting the previous buffer and get the memory reserved for the new buffer and then string copy. Overload is equals to operator and the copy constructor. Distinguish between the situation where the copy constructor will be used. So this is our main part. String S1, XYZ, string S2 is equals to S1, and string S3 is equals to S1. On the similar lines, one can overload few more unary operators like exclamation, or we can say it as a not, pre and post. Few more binary operators can be written, arithmetic minus, product, multiply and divide. Equality relational operators is equals to or not equals to. Inequality can also be used, that is greater than equals to, less than equals to, less than or greater than also. Which operator should be overloaded for which class depends upon the possible use of the class in the client code. Identify the need of friend function. Part of the main program is written complex C1, 1, 2, C2. C2 is equals to C1 plus 5. So in this case, overload operator plus for this signature. C2 is equals to 5 plus C1 since 5 is not an object. C1 is equals to C2 plus C3. Now, friend function can also be used. Friend is the keyword. Friend function are not member of the function of the class. They do not receive any implicit this pointer. Friend function is declared in public or private part of the class. It has access right of private data members of the class of which it is a friend. Definition of the friend function is written like all normal functions. No need to use the scope resolution operator since not the member of the function class. Friend function, whenever the first operand happens to be in the build type, then the friend function can be used to overload. For example, int, an object of the class complex. When you want to perform the operations on two dissimilar data types, you need to use the friend function. One of the argument to the friend function should be of the class of which it is in a friend. Friend function should be only used when it is absolutely necessary since it defeats the object-oriented paradigm. Add built-in data types to complex object, part of the complex.h file, class complex, private integer integer imaginary, public friend complex operator plus int complex and declaration of the friend function. Then operator less than for the complex function can also be returned. So the same thing is there in the case of this, only less than operator is used for the complex object. Friend function should not be used for assignment operator, subscription operator, and the function call procedure. Class member access operator. All the above parameters should be overloaded with the non-static member functions of the class. Friend function cannot be used to overload them. So operator subscript can be returned. Operator opening square bracket and closing square bracket int I. Assert I is greater than or equals to 0 and I is less than m length, then return the buffer plus I. Overload operator subscript. This is another case example we have written character and string scope resolution operator int I. Return the asset dot h. This is the right protocol for both the cases 1 and 2. Thank you.